Thanks for being out here in the quilting room with me today. Let's talk about what's going on. I've got Connie's quilt. I'm going to be loading here pretty soon. This is going to be for her granddaughter's 8th grade graduation, so I'm getting ready to go. She has that great rail fence on it. It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be beautiful. I'll show you as we go along, more pictures on it. But I'm going to talk about the backing right now. One thing is the quilt itself is 100 inches by 118, so she's going to be a big girl. Granddaughter's going to get a really great quilt out of this. Fantastic. Now let's talk about the backing. The backing is 108 inches. Now she's got plenty going width-wise, lots and lots, way more than I'm actually going to need. But in the length, I've got 108 inches. The quilt is 100 inches. You know I need at least 3 inches on each side, and the larger the quilt, the more I need, even more like 4 inches. Well, you'd think, oh, I have 4 inches each side, 100 inches for the quilt, 108 inches for the backing. But, au contraire, I also have to use up part of it in the connecting of it onto the back, onto the leaders of the machine. So what am I going to do? I am actually going to attach it as close as I possibly can to the selvage right here so that I have as little as possible using up in the connecting on the red snappers, because as I connect that, I'm losing a couple of inches. I do not have any longer 8 inches altogether. I have more like, which is 4 each side, I have more like 2.5 each side, and the bigger the quilt, the more I need at least those 3 inches. So I'm not going to get the full 3 or 4 inches each side. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it as tight as I can with the red snappers to get it just as close as possible and use every bit of the backing. The other thing I'm going to do is, rather than pulling the front very taut, I'm going to allow about 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch per roll to give myself just a little bit of room each time, and by the time I get to the bottom, she should be able to fit on there just fine. Now what could have happened here? Connie could have attached a leader to one or both sides. Even one side would have helped. Had there been a connecting piece of fabric right here, I could have used that to connect on with the red snappers, could have done on the bottom, and then I would have used the entire length of the backing. Only on one side at least I would have connected to as much as possible. So that would have been a little bit more benefit. I feel comfortable in what we have going. I'm just saying that would be something to be aware of for future. Questions about that? Let me know. If your backing is only just barely big enough, please contact me ahead of time so that we can make sure that we have plenty of back to be able to facilitate your gorgeous front right here. Now you can see she's just a little bit wrinkly. She's a very large back. That can happen very easily. She has been up on the rack with the rest of these other beautiful fronts and backs right here, so gorgeous, and that has helped it to relax a little bit. But I'm also going to be taking my distilled water, and of course I'm going to be spraying all these wrinkles, and that's going to help her to relax. And by the time I get done with all of this, she's going to be smooth and ready to go, and it's going to be amazing. So have a wonderful quilty day, my friends.